right. Hello and welcome. That demanded a hello and welcome to the day 108 of the 108 days with me, Sara Marie. I am here for 108 days to, I'm going to say it, I'm going to activate my income generating gift. I did not think that this is where this episode was going to end up. I have this whole planned out. It came through me. And then I had it, and then it just kept coming. And it's interesting because life also invited a conversation. I have a one-on-one client that I made the download. All right. Hello. And then she asks about that exact thing. It's just mind-blowing. Okay, so the transmission today. I have a lot of notes. There's a lot I want to say, so I'm going to put it right here, and then I'm going to see how much I need it, because usually my transmissions only work, and I knew this because I was looking. I can just peep up and see what's coming for me later on. And then because I made a statement saying that, my transmission, they come through once and never again. And I'm like, that's not true. That's just a skill. I just don't know how to do that yet. So here we are. I've done a 20-minute transmission to her. And I'm here to do it again 20 minutes later, which should technically not work in my belief system that I shifted a while back. Just saying, just adding depths and layers to my story, context, communication, topic. Sometimes the English words just completely it's like a pixel. That pixel just, I don't want to be here. I'm just going to play with you. So basically, what you are, you attract. That is like manifestation 1-on-1. And that is 100% true. And I think that I've got that covered in the different sessions here, or the episodes. That it's all about the nervous system, the belief system, like what you believe about the world to be true is true. And that's hardwired. So that's why the affirmations like I am wealthy, yes, that's like the mind, and that's one aspect, but the rest of the body go like, sure. Sure. We've seen exactly zero proof of that in the lifetimes that we've been living, and especially this one, because I don't remember my other lifetimes, which I will get to. So the direction that you're going, that's where you're going to end up. So the state that you have is going to give you, it's like if you stop right now, and if you would not evolve beyond this point, then this is how good it gets. Like this is where you're at. And then when we update the internal software and programs, then we, realize, it can get better, because we just don't have any proof. There's just no visible, we just haven't experienced it. So it's not available. And so when you do the work, like the work that I'm doing, the work that Simba is doing, the work that our clients are doing, they remove the imprints that determines the direction that you're going. Because the imprints from the social, the cultural, all the things that I've been talking about, the environment that you hang out in, the environment has a certain, if you hang out in this environment, this is the outcome. There's a direct translation there. So where we are at this moment without any further evolution is going to take us into a very clear direction that is not difficult to predict, because we're just going to look at the patterns and the loops that we have, and we're going to continue to do that. If you start to remove the imprints that I'm talking about, like on the energetic bubble, there's these belief systems, and it's like you get a shape, and then you try to create with that, and you're just not full. And the work is to kind of remember who you are. It's not that I need, there's nothing wrong with you, that you don't, there's nothing, this whole dramatic, the drama around it is fear. So it's basically just returning to your natural state. And the natural state, as a human, we are energetic beings, and we work with energy. That's how we operate. But we have been reduced to some simple, person with a briefcase going to work, just moving things to different places. And, it's just very, it's like we're operating as, we're just not operating as we should be. So the energy that we know and are designed, we forgot it. We're designed to operate with energy, but we forgot it. And that's why we're supposed to be manifestation geniuses. And that's what we are. I think that's the core nature of the human being. And returning to that state is to return to that natural manifestation being. And when you open up the 7 layers that I'm talking about all the time, there's levels and layers like this. But today I realized, so you can see this is still unfolding. Everything is unfolding. It's going to keep unfolding till the day I die, and then beyond that. So there's no point where we're done. And that's something that we need to wrap our heads around, that that's how it is. There's constant evolution. Life is constant evolution. The work never ends. But if we are overwhelmed in our nervous system, that is just too much. And that's what it's been for me. When I heard that the work never ends, I was like, I'm just going to give up this second, because that's just, I'm not doing this till the end of time. I'm just, nope. And that gave me a very strange, so okay. And then life just kept looking, like God just kept looking at me like this. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. Okay. And then I go, okay. And then, so what are you going to do instead? And I go, fuck yeah. So the trick is, it's just a human natural resistance to this. It's like a crust. It's just a, you when you realize that, then you go, oh, okay. I get it. So that's just an initial resistance to work through. Okay, so I'm trying to get back to my point here. So what I believe is that when we start to operate and open the centers, everything aligns. And when we align, it's like, I'm looking for you, you're looking for me, we meet, and then that's when. So I'm looking for God, God is looking for me, my body is looking for the life force, my body is looking for the joy, my body is looking to remember, and God wants me to remember. So and when I remember that I am the source of creation, then I will start to create with God. And that's when the income generating gift occurs. And the income generating gift, why I want to say that is because it's popping up in the coaching industry like crazy. People are referring to, yes, you are a coach and you're here with your income generating gift that is like God generating. So the what I realized from that is that we all have our unique gift inside. So when we are aligned, that it's like open sesame. It's like a magic. It magically opens, and it's based on the chakra systems, and that is the pillars that I'm referring to and working with. So when we are not, and what I'm noticing in myself and everyone who's attracted to me and that is in my sphere, we all know that we're not aligned. So when we say like something is blocking me, something is, I need to clear. And then there's other people who say like, you're saying you're not perfect as you are. You're saying you're not good as you are. You just keep chasing something. And I'm just like, wow, you have. And wow, I realize now that has been annoying me. Like, wow, you have no idea what you're talking about. Wow, this has been something that is like, okay, this pissed me off. Realize now when I find it, like, you don't know. I know. And I'm not there. This is not it. Maybe you don't have a remembrance like that, but I do. And the signal is like, it's like neon lights inside of me every time. So when I wake up in the morning, it's like, yeah, neon lights still there. You're not there yet. We're not there yet. Like, I know, I can feel it. So anyway, okay, a lot of energy coming through here. Yay, 108 days I did it. And of course you're here, super conscious creator, this mysterious person that has been with me exactly in my most, when it has meant the most. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, the 7 pillars, they are not one dimensional, as we didn't know. If you look like this, they are 7 on a row. But if you turn them like this, there's also multiple. They have each one has multiple dimensions. So if one is not open fully, and that means physically open, emotionally open, spiritually open, meaning belief systems and how the world works in this in that typical center layer aspect of multidimensional aspects of life. So what we believe about how it works, and then energetically. So physically, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. There might be more layers that I'm not aware of. This is how I've found it so far. They all need to be open. And what I'm realizing is people opens it emotionally to a certain level, physically to a certain level. They all to a certain level. But what I'm noticing is that the depth that is needed, that is the blind spot for the human. We don't understand to the level that we need to open up the body. So the yogis has figured this out. But if you look at that, that's mostly men. I believe that the woman can do that, but I'm just not attracted to it. It's just, I've done my level of hard work. I've been in the corporate, I've been a bartender. That was fucking hard work. You see that language? It's like, that was hard. Corporate was hard. Like going to school. It's like, I've done all of these things. I've been pushing through. It's like, I know how to do that. So it was the enduring. You see the energy. It was like, I could endure this misery forever. I found a way in myself where I just endure. I can just be here. And that's a level of freeze. And because I'm clearing all of that, that's not available to me anymore. I can't access that. And that's when I can clear it. So that's why the yogic stuff is just not attracting me, because it's just too painful in a way where it just doesn't align with me. My body is like, no, we're going to do it way simpler than that. That's just, it will take a little bit of time, but that takes all of your time. And if you don't do it like 8 hours a day, then you're a failure. And you will, I mean, I think I've never felt, I think that when I feel the most like underdeveloped, and I've done so much work, it's with the yoga. It's like, and I might end up there, somewhere, some at some time, but that's when I'm coming to it from a completely different aspect. That was just too hard for me. That was just too painful. It's just a level of suffering that I was just not willing to endure. I'm much, much, much more willing to endure the suffering that I create on myself, and that I invite the body, and that I work with the body, and that I don't push through. It's like I do it with love and compassion. Of course, I have to go where it's the most painful, where I don't want to go, where I need to go to that, but I just don't want to do it like that. That's just not how, I'm not designed to do that. So let's check in. Oh, yeah. So when you do the work, that's what I'm going to refer to. We start to release all the false imprints so that we naturally can align and fall into our natural orbit. So that's, we are, everything in the universe are orbits. We are also an orbit. We just happen to be, connected by gravity to this earth. If we, we're still orbits. We're still the same. It's just different level of physics. That is, that it doesn't mean either or. It's and. So we are an orbit, and when you clear, so okay, you're an orbit, and what you are, you will become, or what you are, you attract. So that orbit is gonna, orbit around like orbits do, and they are gonna, and the orbit is gonna attract what it is. So similar frequencies. So if we don't update, we're gonna attract, what we don't want, because we have a remembrance that life is supposed to be better, it's supposed to be different, and we don't need to do this. Like, excuse me, first class, where's that? That's, it's like, no, you don't have a, ma'am, I'm sorry, you don't have a first class ticket. And you go, what? Excuse me? I think there's been a mistake. Clearly not a mistake, ma'am. And you go, there's a mistake. Like, okay, that's how it was for me. Like this, no. Like knocking on every door. Like there's a, like Truman Show, or what is it, when he's living in the, looking behind everything. Is this fake? Is this, that's how I felt growing up. Anyway, so when we, so the imprints on the bubble, or on the being that is attracting us to faulty, so it's like I have an imprint of that I am supposed to suffer, and that life is hard, and that it's difficult, and I'm not supposed to have what I want, and all of that. And the human is kind of, attracting other people that think the similar thing. And there's something inside of me goes like, like, well, no, like this. And then when there's something inside of us that is like trying to get, claim more space. And as it does that, we start to attract different things. So we're in orbit attracting Yeah, I hope you're having fun with this. I still haven't slept. 2 days of no sleep. So this is where the interesting thing comes in. When we on our way, okay, love this. Okay, cool, thank you. I'm so happy that you. That's why I wrote. I'm getting excited here. Why I wrote in the group. I'm going live now. I never do that. I did that today, and I was thinking of you because you said you wanted to join, and now you're here. Love that. So, because, and the only reason I think that you're listening here, I need to make assumptions here. I usually don't, but I will start making assumptions. You probably have some similar experience that the human is kind of doing all these weird things that you just know, what is this? And there's something inside of you says it is supposed to be different. And because we know that, we are seeking these people who are doing the same things. So we're looking for other humans like myself who's been on this journey, and we know, okay, you're doing it that way. So there's tons of these people that is waking up to this. So they're doing it a little bit differently. And what I'm noticing is that they are doing aspects of it all, but very few do everything. And that's what most people don't want to, like, I'm just going to pretend like I don't have to do it all. No, because I found my thing here, and that is going to unlock everything. And it doesn't. So, I believe that you resonate with this in some shape or form. That there's a knowing that, okay, there's deeper than this. So when you devote yourself to this level of work, and then people say it's inevitable, and I'm like, sure, I align with that. My body says yes, it's inevitable, but that's not enough for me, because I have to know it. I have to embody it, because if it's not embodied, it's not, we all, again, all of this information is just wide open. If you look, it's open, or it's available. So all of this, people, you're going to meet people who, when you talk about this, people are going to say, yes, they know everything about it, and they do nothing about it, or they do some parts about it. But if it's not fully open, it's not fully open. And the reason why people are like that, it's not because they are stupid or wrong or anything like that. It's just because we have no reference point. I have no other reference point, that my body is just not allowing me to do anything else than to go on this quest. That's just, and if I'm then finding God's guidance within me, if that's where it's leading me, if I'm going to live and embody everything that I've been teaching for the 108 days, then I need to effing listen. So it's like I need to follow my own. It's like, this is what I'm saying. It's like I'm learning this as it's coming through me. And it took me years to understand that that's what's happening. And that's why I have to start documenting it, because this is what I do. This is apparently what I do. I'm surrendering. And this is what the final episode is all about. So the beauty with this, the inevitability, is, and here we go, it's all about the stars and the universe and how everything is correlated. I've been talking about the energetic currents. So we all have an energetic identity setup, depending on, now I lost the words, because we are born in a certain time, place, yada yada, on Earth. So there's an alignment that was when we are born that gives us a certain setup. And then we have all the karmic stuff also. And then you have your soul and your purpose, and then you have God and all of that. So what this means is that if we attract what we are, so this is where it gets complicated, and there's I'm not really equipped to yet. Yes, I'm absolutely equipped. I'm just exploring undeveloped lands, or whatever I call it. I'm in the unknown, and that's where I need to be. That's where I need to be. I need to be in the unknown and just report and feel confident in my findings, because that's been my thing. Why I known that I needed to do this from the day one, but I didn't have the confidence because I didn't have the proof of what I was saying. Now I have my own 9 years of evolution, and I don't care anymore, because it's God just tells me, it's like, no, you can't play it safe. So the beautiful thing here is that when we align ourselves, so I'm here, this energetic being, having a remembrance of what it's supposed to feel like over here, and I'm starting to wake up to that, and I'm starting to kind of correct my orbit. So I want to be in complete alignment, because if I'm on orbit, that means if I'm back in my full circle, I will naturally align with my orbit, with my where I'm supposed to go. And that is destiny. And that is controlled by astrology. So because the different planets are in different motions, my being, if I align my orbit, I will naturally find my natural destiny. And that is not that has that is the happy ending. So if I align myself, my being, I will naturally attract. I knew this, I've been saying this for all these years, but now I understand, because it all has to do with astrology, because the astrology determines the energetic currents in the universe. And this is where the inevitability comes in. So if you do the work, it's inevitable that you don't start to align. And when you align, then you will be present. So there's this saying, when preparation meets opportunity. That is the saying that has been nagging me. What does that mean, preparation meets opportunity? Yeah, it sounds good, but then what? And it's taken me a year, I think, to realize. So if I do my work and I, align my orbit, so I'm here, it's like I'm a racehorse, and it's like I'm aligning, I'm doing the work, and then this current comes, and then I'm naturally, so that the racehorse was a completely bad analogy. So I'm doing the work, I'm in my bubble, and when the energetic current comes, it's like a Velcro. It's like when that comes, I'm like aligning. So it's like when the train comes and they just grab me and I'm on. That's like how it is. I'm aligning and the energetic current comes, and that's the possibilities, that's the right people, because I'm sending out this sonar system from my energetic being, that this is like ET phone home, I'm ready to be found. And that's when the opportunities and the magic starts to appear, and you align the right people and they go, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so after this, I wrote, know thyself, do not walk in fear. God is guiding you from within, through the field and through the nature and through the structure of the universe. So we're always guided. So when we and we're guided through the body. So when we come back to the body, we are always guided. And the point is to realize we don't need to live in fear. We can participate fully, because the body is when we are aligned, when we are in our, and when we've kind of taken back the control of this being, like not having faulty belief systems, no generational imprints that in any shape or forms tells me that I'm not equipped or not enough or not, all of that crap. And physical and health issues is also, dragging everything down. So when we start to realize that we can restore all of this, and then we start to open up, and that's when we naturally align with all of this. And God is guiding us from within. It's like we meet the creation by opening up the being, so that the energy can flow through us, and all the limiting belief systems and stagnations and blocks and everything is just, and that makes us just not optimal. It's like we're not in our full potential. So that is why, okay, I gotta calm myself down here a little bit. It's very difficult at working on, there's a certain energy that I'm still working with, and it's it infiltrated through the excitement. So it's difficult for me to not get excited and get, so there's a channel that is corrupt with stress. So that's why I need to come back sometimes, because I'm super excited about all of this. So the first pillar that I'm talking about is the truth pillar. So it's the access to truth. So the field, nature, like everything that you look at has all the information to how the universe is created within itself. And when I say this, we all heard that. But when I say it now, I understand what it means, because I can look and that's I don't know who said this, but you look at a leaf for hours and then the whole universe opens up through that or something. And that is, if you observe nature, if you observe the field, if you observe God, if you observe the evolution, that is going to reflect itself back to you, and eventually you will just understand how everything's connected. So that is the crown. That's the crown center, and I call it truth because that's the purpose of it. So I'm like crown. Okay, crown. It's like, it doesn't, truth. Gotcha. That's why I do it. So it's we have access to truth through the crown. And then the third eye, it's knowing only truth. So that is removing all the illusions of the world. So that is on a knowing, and that is beyond believing, because I have tons of faulty belief systems, but I had that knowing that drove me to the other side of the world and into the most interesting places just in order to find this. This is what I've been looking for my whole life. So I know that whatever truth you have that you are supposed to find, you will find it. So the way is the same, the body, the different levels. So it's releasing all the false imprints and knowing only truth. And that is to be able to discern truth from untruth from your being, because everyone else is going to have another truth that they're going to put on you, because we believe that, oh, because I did this, then everyone's going to do this. Now, the only thing that everyone needs to do is to open up and align. And then there's also tons of ways to do that. And that's why the people who are supposed to do it this way are going to be attracted by me. And that's why your best friend could be attracted to someone else doing the same work, ending up in the same place. And that's, I'm going to talk about that later on too. So anyway, number 3, the expression, only expressing that truth. Easy. Abundance. Living from the heart. So living, allowing the heart to guide us and not the mind. So that God and heart is deeply intertwined, because love and truth is the highest hierarchical powers in the universe. And it's about the having the flow of giving and receiving. So if we are not heart led and allowing the because the heart wants to give, the heart wants to give and it wants to receive. So that flow needs to be abundantly open. But the heart, because it's not safe enough for the heart, the heart is so tender, it's so soft and tender, but it's also strong. So it's like, it's easy to make a small crust, but it's difficult to destroy, if that makes sense. It's easy to make it shut down to a certain level, but it's very difficult to destroy. So when you see people who are enjoying, and I think I have that somewhere here too, but yeah, anyway, abundance, openly flowing and giving and receiving from the heart. So it's like, if we're receiving but not on a heart level, it just doesn't, it just doesn't. That's why if you receive a gift that is only through a parent feeling guilty from just giving you expensive stuff, that doesn't mean anything. There's no heart in it. So that will only work for a while. But if there is no, that's why being given from a parent that is just full of love and give you everything because you're supposed to be fully equipped, that is different if the parent is just giving it to reduce a guilt, even if it's the same thing. So it's the intention that is key. Okay, personal power. The personal power is being able to walk in your truth. So it's easy to sit in your own chamber with your truth. And it's very different to bring it out to the world and go, here's my truth, everyone. Because it will show in every expression, every emotion, every decision, everything you do is an expression of our truth. Because we attract what we are. So, what we are is the truth. So being able to withstand in our truth and not sway, that is the exposure therapy, to move out in the world and express your ideas, express your thoughts, and withstanding, the mirroring of the world, because everyone's going to bring back their truth depending on where they are. And depending on where you are in your level of frequency, you're going to attract people who have the same or equivalent amount of unprocessed stuff. And we are usually attracted to the people who triggers the worst in us in order to have that come to the surface. So we can easily be caught in a loop where our truth gets torn down. And that's not because there's something wrong with you. It's just because you have a frequency that is not aligned with your soul purpose, and you need to move into different waters. So it's like an energetic stream. You need to be in another current with other people who are believing different things. And so not sitting, yes. And the personal power is also your ability to overcome the challenges that life, God, is presenting you with, in order for you to find your way to your destiny and to that energetic current. It's the preparation. The challenges are the preparation, so that when the opportunity arrives, when the stars are aligned, We've already heard all of these things. We know it already. When the stars are aligned, then you're ready. And there's only, depending on who you are, when you're born, what situation you're born is in, it's different levels of difficulty to find your alignment. So in some lives, it's not that awful. So my life in this lifetime, I have a much better opportunity based on what I probably have had in other lifetimes. And that's why it's doable in this lifetime for me. This is how it's like. When I was born, then it's almost, that's like the destiny. So there's a destiny, and there's also the control of your destiny. But it's like it's either a suffering destiny or a non-suffering or an evolutionary destiny, if that makes sense. Okay, so the next one, the creation. I mean, that is just tapping into unlimited life force, unlimited sexuality, unlimited Kundalini energy. That's where that originates from. And from that, you create based on your God generating gift or your purpose, or why you're here to what you're here to do. And also, you live in alignment with these energetics. And it's the gateway also to the wisdom. It's like, that's why it's easier for women to interpret, because there is a lot of information, but there's one thing of anyone who's done any kind of like bachelor, like deep, I don't know, going to school. If you've been schooling a lot, no, but just understanding that, just having a lot of information and understanding what it means are two very different things. So having a womb as a woman and being able to, we can connect, because the wisdom is in nature. It is in the surroundings that we have in front of us. So it's like, it's a magic map that you start to see when it's all a very good, sci-fi movie when you were a kid. It's all of these manga stuff. And someone says that, we haven't had access to this for, I mean, that's just absolute nonsense. Everything is built on the same systems, same principles. Everything is built on the same principles. And then when you look, Tesla, Einstein, Jung, it's all there. It's all there. And then in the Hindu, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the traditional Chinese medicine, in religion, in Christianity, it's like it's all the same things. It's just all the same things, and they all talk about the same principles. The practices are the same. It's like everything is the same. Okay, so the final one, the sovereignty. That's the safety, the conviction of the truth. That's when conviction is when truth passes through all of these and lands in the trust, in the safety. That's when it becomes boom, like that. Then that is so you see all of the, the Buddha, when they are protected by these statues. That is the conviction. That is like boom. And that's where the martial arts comes in. The martial arts, the origins of martial arts is to align the body and to protect your truth and protect God and protect the creation and protect the truth. That is what all of these, these energies are protecting. And that's what the deities are protecting. And it's all about this knowledge. It's all about what it is and the power over this knowledge. And when you realize that this is how a person works, you will so quickly realize how easy it is to manipulate another person. And that is where intention comes in. So it doesn't matter. Everyone is teaching the same things. It's like all roads lead to Rome, but it's almost like it's the reversed. It's like if you go inside and open up, you all anything, like, doesn't matter what you do, you're going to end up where you're supposed to be. So everyone is teaching the same things. It's just the intention that is different, and it's the level of knowledge that people are giving the people that they work with, and just giving parts of it and not giving the whole thing. And I'm realizing that pisses me off too. And that's why I'm doing this, because the knowledge has to be there. It has to be open, because everyone has a different way of finding their own truth. And a person who is in their own truth with all of these centers open, standing in the conviction of their own certainty, is unable, you will never ever be able to manipulate that person. And when, okay, so this is why probably this is why my soul is a little bit like, yeah, I'm getting to the core, so I need to speak to this to get it out of my system. So when you realize how easy it is to manipulate another person, then that's when it becomes, it's humanity is initially very innocent beings, and innocent beings can also be, put in the same category as naive people, or as, stupid people, and they are easy to manipulate, because we're caring and we're led by the heart. So the awareness is so easy to manipulate and get drawn up. Yeah, you will realize. So anyway, it's all about the person who's teaching it's only about the person who's teaching, the level of knowledge that they have, the level of embodiment that they have, and the intention that goes, like, what is it? Are they here to make money out of people, or are they actually here to, give people the truth, because the truth shall set you free? So, anyone who's kind of withholding the truth, that's just my truth. That's just what I'm just not aligning with that. And that's fine. I can live my life, and then anyone else can live their life however they want to live. But that's just, I just feel there's something about withholding the knowledge that just doesn't align with me. So I'm all about giving away the knowledge. And then people who feel called to work with me in my private time, that's what I will charge for. It's like the close proximity with me. And then people can work with whoever they want. And, it's just gonna, but I want, for me, this episode in itself is going to set someone free in a way that they don't have to do any other work. This is going to be the missing piece of the puzzle. Something's going to resonate that just and that's how it works. You just it's that's why it's always on the level of consciousness, because without the awareness, there's just doesn't. That's why people can sit in that's why people can sit in like ice baths with Wim Hof for years and just nothing happens, because the awareness is just out the window. There's no, something's happening on the inside, and you are the one who kind of puts everything back into place. Anyone can sit in an ice bath and just shut down. Final episode. The truth is coming out. Okay. So, what else do we have here? Okay. Yeah. So this episode is called the silence, and the silence is the gateway to all of this. The silence is the gateway to uh, I listed it somewhere. This just came through me. It's like to hear the voice of God, to know who, to determine who is myself or not. Um, it's where I study the field. It's where I communicate with God. It's where I communicate with myself. It's where I alchemize. It's just the silence is the absolute gateway to everything. And I haven't even studied up on this. I could do my research and then get a full picture of what everyone else is saying about the silence, but that's just not how I work. I explore it myself. And the silence is the place where I have just accessed all of this information in myself, and where I put it together. It's where I process. Is where it's just the. I could probably explain it much more clever than I do now because my transmission is clearly closing. So I'm going into and like this. It's not really long, but I'm talking about it. All I know, it's about silence. So what's happening now after these 108 days? I'm going to go all in on myself. I'm going to go all in on my purpose. I'm going to go all in my body. I'm going to go all in on my health. I'm going to go all into my marriage and all into my truth and all in with being led by God. So I'm surrendering everything and I'm just going to go live the life that I want to live. And then everything else just has to organize itself around that accordingly. That's what I'm going to do. And the gateway to that is the silence. So it's allowing God to lead me through the silence. And that is the leap of faith and the fear. Everything comes up there because it's the energy that comes up is that it's too good to be true. That is the fear, that I can't trust this. It can't possibly work. And that's what I've been talking about in the previous couple of, that's what this has been working up to. It's the trust fall. It's the just allowing that to happen. It's just completely going to operate my life, even though I know that I've been doing this, but it's like I've been doing it low key. There's a part of me that it's the skeptic, it's like there's and it's fear. That's all it is. Do not fear. The most, the most repeated message in the Bible. There has to be something to that, So this is the conclusions. Holy smoke, no fear. Yep. That's the biggest message of the Bible. And what is that Jesus is teaching? Yeah, that the body is the gateway. It's all of these practices. When you realize what was it that he was doing? Yeah, he was doing all of these practices. It's all the same. So doing the work and just waiting patiently, that's why you just need to wait. Then the energetics, the astrological currents will at one point arrive to your benefits, and until it hasn't, you are led by God and you're building your opportunity, your preparation. And that is the challenges to overcome. And then all of a sudden, it's like it's written in the stars, everything is aligned, and that's when things happen. And that's when people start saying everything happens at once. And just before because I'm still like, I don't know what my God generating gift is. I know I have so much knowledge. I mean, I have so much knowledge, and yet I feel like I'm still looking behind me for something that is not there. And before I sat down, I realized that, oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm opening people up so that they can find their God generating income gift, because we're all brilliant at something. And I went, aha, so that's my gift. And because when, I don't know if you remember this, but I said to Simba, like, I think that your God generated, income gift is life force, that you can create life force in people. And he said, yes. And I said, what is mine? And he said, you generate abundance. And I was like, huh. And how do I do that? And he says, yeah, you just open people up to their abundance. And then, because what I'm doing is that I'm open people up physically also. It's just not only emotional. It's like the internal alchemy part is opening up the physical part, and that activates something very specific in the body. And that's why the when we talk about the fascia, that it's the bridge between the human consciousness and the unity consciousness, God. So when you open up the fascia, you open up the bridge for the communication, and the communication is through the water. And the water is the remembrance, because the water never remembers. So you can look, there's tons of studies on this, and that the body, that water holds memory and it holds frequency. And the water travels with the asteroids from different stars or planets. So that's why it's through the water, and we're, water beings. So we can access the remembrance through the water, and through the fascia is the organ that picks up that. But because the fascia is an organ, the fascia is dry as a potato crisp. There's no intelligence available in there. There's just like, it's just crisp. And when you start to open up the fluids, you also activate the access. And the breath is also, so through the oxygen or through the silence, this, whatever this is, that's also how you move frequency in and out. And that's how you move. It's like you expand through, so it's the fascia and the breath together that is expanding it's like you're softening the fascia. So if we pretend it's like opening of the fascia, I'm doing that, and then I breathe into the fascia, and then I move and expand from there. That's when I bring in, it's like it needs all ingredients. And then you have the energy work on top of that, because the energy is what you move the energy, and understanding that you can, how to move the energy, because we're energy beings. That's why all the Jedi stuff, and it's real. I mean, it's very advanced, but it's real. And that's where people, then that's when you start to become, sci-fi, and that's where you can see that the general public hasn't really approved on that level of disclosure yet. But when you realize how people who are operating from an intention that is not pure, and in combination with having high level of energetic skills, that becomes interesting. And that's where you see, because when you operate with that intention, then you're operating against God and against evolution. Now my whole body is just cramping up here because I'm talking about something that, and so if we look, so okay, let's play with this. Let's look at the sci-fi. Let's look at Harry Potter. Harry Potter, who's the villain? Voldemort. What's interesting about Voldemort? He can't sustain his own life force, but he can manipulate energy. So what happens when you use the magic of God and you use it not as it's intended to? What happens with you? Yes, your whole being deteriorates. It's like you're not able to generate your own life force. So that gives a position. In order to survive, you have to consume other people's life force. And that's when it starts in a way that you maybe don't, that's how it is. It starts innocent and then it escalates. You made it. Thank you for sharing your journey for 108 days and your abundance. Thank you. So it's like when you're not living in alignment with God, that's when the body starts to not live in harmony. So I've seen, um, you know, what happens on an extreme, in an extreme way when you do that. But this happens in everyday life. So when we are not aligned with ourselves, that's when the health starts to go in another direction. And that's why the challenges and the health issues and all this, people know, I don't know where to start. Let's just start with everything that had diagnosed for yourself. Just start there. It's all in this. It's all a habit. It's all a part. I mean, again, disclaimer: this is not medical advice. I'm not saying that you should do this outside of the medical system. What I'm saying is there's different aspects to life that is generally not available to people. That is includes a lot of information that would benefit a lot of people, and you can use everything together. It's not the illusion of that you have to choose either or. I don't know who, how have they managed to do that, because that's what I'm seeing everywhere. It's like, what are you talking about? It's all everything at once. No, no, no. It's either this or that. What? No. It's a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of that if you tweak it, and it's a whole lot of this. I trust that people have the ability to make their own decisions. And I want people to regain their sovereignty so that they can make. I don't care what people make, the decisions that people make. I don't care at all how people choose to live their lives, as long as it's their own choice. That they're not living in illusions and doing things that they don't want to do. And that's what is building up. People are not living in their life aligned with their at all. There's very, 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 very few people that has the luxury to do that. But we are able to do that in much, much bigger capacity than we know. So yeah. I lost myself a little bit there, I feel. But that's fine. I think my point is getting across. And it's okay, we have different energies. Someday, today I'm a bit fiery because I have this truth that wants to get out of me, and I'm very sure, and it's like coming together full circle. It's like, and then other days you're more soft and more, it's like we're everything. And it's the ability to move between the different states that matters, because that's when we can adapt. We need to be energetically agile in our lives. Anyway, there was a point there that I wanted to bring it together. Let's see if it comes back. Not yet. Okay. Wow, an hour. Jesus Christ, what happened? Yeah. So I'm just basically going to see where life takes me after this. I'm just going to give the reins, and then I'm going to follow, and I'm going to speak to things like this. And I'm finding my rhythm. So what I do, people might think that I don't work much, but I mean, I have our business, Living with the Spirit, and we've been hosting retreats always. So I realized that I'm the one who builds the environments. So we're keeping doing the retreats. We're going to have different times. And then Simba has his own brand, Internal Alchemy. So I'm basically doing most of the administrative stuff. For him, I'm helping him a lot. And then with my creativity, I will build my own brand. I will build it purely on the creative energy that comes through as I hold space for the home, the environment, the business, and Simba's parts of Simba's brand. And then I have my own brand. So this is going to be my creative. I'm only going to, it's just me and God here. See what happens. And Simba is, so because we changed the environment, we didn't know what the next thing is going to look like what is our next level. And we manifested a lot of travel, but that was for Simba. And I am not traveling. I don't feel a calling to that at all, because I also, there's a level of attraction that is available in the female body that I'm exploring a little bit. And basically I'm just following, I'm doing as I'm invited. And I'm just going to see where that takes me. But what I'm feeling is that I'm supposed to build the energy here. I believe, I have some theories about what the female is capable of and what she really is. But I'm going to explore that a little bit more first before I talk about it. And again, it's not, I mean, we've been over an hour, so I'm not opening anything new up. But that's what I'm exploring. And that's a very interesting aspect, because what we are, we attract. So yeah, just looking deeper at that. I just feel like I'm losing my train of thought. It's like I want to close a couple of things, but it's like it's not really, it's like the main transmission is over. So I will come back with smaller transmissions on different topics. I will be, so Simba is going to travel, and then when I'm alone, then I'm probably going to have, so if I look at the pattern is that I work with Simba, and then he goes travel, and then, so there's a contraction, and then there's an expansion. So I'm going to work more when Simba is home, and do, so that's when the intensity, it's like more marriage stuff, more combined health stuff, more work, more work with him. It's like everything's going to intensify. And then when he leaves, then there's a vacuum, and I can sense that that's probably how my level of evolution is going to work, because I'm going deep into silence. So the silence is the gateway to everything. And that's my first, it's so natural that is my first alchemy room. So I'm probably going to, have a lot of creativity when he's away, and then I'm going to do stuff. And then, so it's going to be in waves, I think. So I'm really going to work with, I'm going to align myself fully. I'm going to become an orbit and align myself fully, and trust that God picks me up and just brings me to my next level of existence. Let go and let God. So that's what I'm seeing for the future. And now I've set up the YouTube channel. So the structure is there for me to just pop on and go live whenever I want to. And if it's something regarding my personal process, or if I just want to, leave it open ended and just come on with a topic and see where it takes me. Like a lot of exploration, sharing my personal stuff. That's going to be the 108 days. So the next episode is going to be 109. So it's going to be like my own personal podcast where I kind of come and process and help myself. And then the other part of the YouTube channel is the more organized riffs that I plan, and they're going to come out in different ways. And then I'm just going to see where it takes me. And that's why I decided to brand the channel that it's like the life adventure of me, and that it's the quest for human potential, but I do it through my own, it's like the embodiment of it. So now it's like integration for me and Simba. It's like everything we've learned is going to fall into place. And we're coming back to our DNA, to the things that we started at the core before we were influenced deeply by different things. And now it's like we've been stretched away, and now boom, it's like we're coming back to our core. And we're coming, and I see it in Simba. He's gonna transform very quickly, I think. We'll see what happens with me, because now my energy is going down a little bit. I've had a lot of energy for a while. I did step on the scale. I think I lost 6 kilos just by starting to do the internal alchemy, and moving here, and during the 108 days. So that's without even trying, which is interesting. But what I'm noticing is that I'm very tired, and I haven't slept for 2 nights. It's like I didn't continue to. The nights just didn't go that way, because I didn't get more of the ear acupuncture. I noticed that I sleep very well on those. However, I also believe that when this happens, it's because it's supposed to trigger something in me. So stress also triggers. So there's this fear of stress that is completely erratic. Too much stress is detrimental. A little bit of stress is very good. And if you know how to maneuver energy, you use the stress to your benefit. So yeah, lost again. Yes, I'm tired, as you can see. But I realize also that the lack of sleep also triggers something in me, because I still go for my walks and run, and I exercise and I train, and then because of the sleep is kind of, again, these are advanced practices. So this is not like any, like, you can see how easily you can take this out of context and say, like, Sara says that no sleep is good, and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not that. It's just you can work with everything that you have, and we've been designed to be completely afraid of the things that actually help us. I mean, it's all about the access to information and trying it on yourself. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying it on myself, and I just know that that something's going to happen, because if I look at the past and I look at the patterns, and I just realize that there's something different. So we're just going to see what that is, and I can see how my body is responding, and I understand also that I could probably be very tired, because I haven't had a day off for 108 days. Could have something to do with it if we talk about low-level stress and the impact that has. So the low-level stress can be very detrimental if we're unaware, if we don't have a clue that it's happening, we don't know how to move it, then it's constantly eating on your energy. If you do it deliberately, from a grounded place with the right tools, then you're accessing the quantum, because that's when you start to move energy quickly. And that's why everyone does it. They just don't talk about it. All the successful people that are, on the consciousness side of things, has their own astrologer that says exactly how their setup is in conjunction with where the planets are. And the thing with the astrology is that everyone can access the positions of where how everything is. Again, it's the interpretation, and you can be really bad and have just your own thing, and then people follows that, and that is completely inaccurate. And then there's people who are that has this as their god generated gift to just magically interpret. It just comes through them. So you gotta it's all about finding the right people, finding your people that will unlock the next level of your evolution. And by following the internal signals from god, you will inevitably blah. It's inevitable that you end up where you belong, wherever that is. I don't know. I'm just I'm just here being told what to do. No, I choose to follow this voice. I choose to do this. So I can't say that, oh, it's only God talking through me. No, no, no. I take full accountability for what I'm saying, because I believe it, because I've tried it for myself. This is my conclusion. This is what I found during these 9 years up until now. And somehow I had to get it out of my system and put it into words and put it into something, because I was exploding inside. So here I am, next level. If you enjoy my quests and shenanigans on the internet, on the YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you don't like it, don't like and subscribe. Only aligned. There's no point in following anyone who's not aligned. So you might follow me for a while, and then I start to talk about something that is not aligned. And at some point you might feel like, okay, I have to unfollow, and that's completely fine. And then I hope you really follow the one that finds that you feel like your truth, because that's how we support each other. If we find the people who are in our currents, and because there's this new times are changing, and we're going to find each other. And then when we find each other, we help each other and support each other, and we will work with each other. So it's equal powers, different skills. So the hierarchy is gone. Okay, now I gotta stop. This has been fun. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this. This is absolutely extraordinary. And I'm beyond grateful. And I can't believe this is the last one, and that I'm free, free to create. And there's a part of me that was afraid of, what if I never want to show up again? Who knows? I doubt it. But we shall see. So until then, it's been a ride. And thank you. Beyond, it's invaluable that you are here. I'm so grateful. And I'm so excited for what's next. And if you want to come with me, I would be amazed. Okay. I'll see you when I see you. And have a good day. Ciao.